Hello, my name is Luke Green, formerly known as Thrythlind, and this is going to be a little bit of a gaming rant about leveling up, really. And this is something that I came up with while I was playing City of Heroes back in the day when City of Heroes still existed. And it kind of occurred to me that it applies, that it's something that I could bring up as a rant here. It kind of got brought up because of a tweet by one of the Critical Role frequent guest things, and that's my leveling questions. Now, these are primarily useful for simulationist games like D&D and Hero System, Mutants, Masterminds, and other things where there are specific objective levels to the abilities. There's numbers, there are set standards, and narrative games like Fate and the Powered by the Apocalypse things, this wouldn't be so much of an issue, but still it comes to a little bit even in those games because you still have some advancement. You're still going to run into the same sort of things. So, question one is what problems do I have now? This refers to what is giving your character, and more specifically yourself, a hard time in the game. This is referring to things that you are not having fun with. If there are things your character's having troubles with that you think are hilarious or wonderful or great drama, keep them. But if there is a problem your character is having that is giving you headaches and making the game less fun for you, then this is something you want to address. When you advance your character, whether that is by spending a set amount of points in a hero system game or by getting a level and choosing where you're going to put your abilities, and granted, Dungeons and Dragons and such like that doesn't give you much ability to advance it. Look at the powers within your ability that will address the problem you are currently having that is making the game less fun for you. This might involve multi-classing, or it might just involve looking at the way you apply your character's already existing abilities. Question two is what problems will I have coming up? And again, this is the same sort of thing. This kind of addresses you could do this metagaming, but I tend to think it's better and more appropriate for a game for the game for you to approach this within the framework of what the character knows. If your character knows that they've just set up to take on a horde of Yanti, then picking up some power or ability to resist poisons or spells to resist poisons would be appropriate. Um, if you there is no way your character would know how to prepare for that thing, that's another don't worry about it. However, if you know looking at the mechanics that in a couple levels you're going to be not doing enough damage to keep up with everybody else or whatever, you're going to start falling behind or being too vulnerable, then you would start addressing that as well. This kind of goes into question number 3. How can I make my current abilities stronger? This is where you look at something your character is already good at. By this point, you've decided there is nothing getting in the way of your fun. You are already having fun. There's nothing that's giving you headaches that's making things less fun that you can address with mechanics anyway. So now you're looking at the stuff your character can already do well, whether they're a damage dealer, a buffer, debuffer, or healer, or whatever. You're looking at what your character can already do well, and you're trying to find a way to make it even better. Um, this could be like taking some of this back in 3.x. This would be like taking the weapon specialization or weapon focus abilities to make a fighter even better with their chosen weapon. Or it could be taking improved critical chance so you can get critical specialties to go off better. Anything along those lines. Anything that enhances what you can already do. That's what question number 3 is asking. Question number 4 is what gives me new options. This is horizontal growth. Uh, Multiclassing is one of the things here, but more effectively uh, is there a way you can add to your character so that it gives you a new thing you can do in a fight? Because when you are a one-stroke character, sometimes you will find yourself in a position where there's not much for your character to do effectively. And you might be having fun with that, but on the other hand, you might want to be able to contribute in multiple ways to the situation. In which case, and you also might not want to be sitting around doing nothing while other people are are doing stuff. So, if in the case of my this character that's showing now, I haven't played. These pictures are rather random. But in the case of the samurai later, I started increasing her stealth and actually her acrobatics mostly. The stealth was more of a question number one, but I increased her acrobatics to make her able to come at enemies from different directions. Now, question number five is what looks fun? And what is defined as fun can come from a number of different ways. Does it go with your story? Is it something, because what you find fun and what your character find fun are often completely different things. But again, is it a power you just want to have because you think it is hilarious or cool or awesome? Is it something that goes in with your character's backstory? Is it something that dovetails off of events that have happened in the game? Um, any of these fall under the question of what is fun. This is just have at it question. This is you don't have any problems. You don't have any problems existing. Your character is contributing to the fight well enough. This is just go at it, and you don't have to do these questions in any sort of order. I tend to address questions one and two first because of, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. Questions number one and two handle things getting in the way of your fun. Um, Before you start adding things that look fun, you want to make sure you're getting rid of things that are ruining your fun because those are going to have the most delete the heaviest impact on your game. You'll remember the frustrating bits more than you will remember the. It's kind of hard. It's kind of anecdotal, and there's no objective way to say you'll remember the frustrating bits more than you'll remember the good bits. It depends, but reducing the number of frustrating bits is certainly, and yes, that is the 10th Doctor doing GMing with a bunch of all stars from anime and fantasy fiction. Anyway, getting rid of things that are causing you frustrations will make your gameplay more fun. So, getting rid of frustration is one of my first priorities. Questions number three and four, make sure you contribute to the group. This is making sure you don't cause the group any headaches. There is often a case with role players such as myself and other people where we have the reputation that we will take a horrible power combination, something that doesn't synergize well or doesn't makes it to where we're fairly ineffective in a game because we feel, but that's what my character would do. That's the reputation. Um, in my opinion, you want to make sure you are contributing, that you're not causing frustration in anybody else. And because you don't, and that is why questions three and four exist. Also, if you are contributing to the group, you feel like you have there is some accomplishment feeling to that. So it is generally good for you to, it is generally adds to your fun to feel like you're accomplished as well. But yeah, the primary reason for three and four is making sure other people aren't frustrated with you. So first one is make sure you don't feel frustrated. Second one is make sure other people aren't frustrated with you. And question five is because, and I'm sorry I couldn't find a GIF to put in here or a recording. This is a game. Thank you, Liam O'Brien. Yes. Um, the primary thing about playing a game is it is a game. So the primary thing you want is to have fun. And sometimes, quite often, in fact, this will be the most important question you can have. If there's something you absolutely positively want to have for the character, it is the main reason you played the character. Take it when you get the chance to get to it. Or your story gets to the point where you feel like you can open it up. Question five is the thing where it's just, I want to have fun. That's the reason why I play games, to have fun. And that's what it is. So this is rather generic, though. You are, it is kind of assuming you are looking at you have some idea of what the mechanics do in your particular game, whether it's Champions or D&D or Mutants Masterminds or Big Eye Small Mouth or Fate or Powered by the Apocalypse or GURPS or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and other strangeness. If you feel like you want to play Palladium and torture yourself, I'm sorry. Palladium has great stories. The system needs work. Well, the system was great when it came out. It hasn't evolved. Anyway, I should probably not get into the editorials. That is the general thing. Um, so that is my 5 questions. Actually, this whole thing is an editorial. What is giving me problems right now? What will be giving me problems in the future? Because you don't want to feel frustrated in your game. And anything that you can do to address, to make yourself get rid of sources of frustration is a good thing. What can I do to make myself stronger? What can I do to give myself more options? Because you want to be contributing to the party, and the party, you don't want the party to feel like you're dead weight. You don't want to be making other people feel frustrated. You do have a responsibility to the other players at the table for them to have fun as well. And number 5 is kind of the center. What looks fun? That is really kind of the center. Everything here is about fun. Making sure you have fun, making sure your friends are having fun. That is the focus of these questions. And that's basically kind of how I approach simulationist style games like D&D. I also I'm fairly between simulationist and narrativist. Um, I am very much a role player. I pick things for story's sake, but I always try to make sure to use those power gaming tricks to make sure my story theme is effective mechanically so that I am not frustrated and the people around me are not frustrated. It's just a matter of if anybody's feeling frustrated, it's going to ruin the fun. And I don't want to ruin the fun. This is a game. That's it.